welcome everyone. Happy to be here today and meet with you again. My name is Astrid. I'm one of the founders of the New IT Girls, and I'm happy to welcome you to today's meetup. We will quickly introduce ourselves.
Just hang on, somebody can't see your screen. I can see it.
Okay.
Carmen can't.
I can see your screen. Can anyone else not see the screen? Otherwise, Carmen, I think the easiest way is to disconnect and connect again, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we will quickly introduce ourselves. Carmen, you know us, so it's okay if you drop off now and join again. Then our meetup sponsor, Docs42, with Lisa, who is also in the call, will present themselves. And then we will have our introductory call by Adela about the power of networking. I think the main reason why so many people are already here. And obviously we'll also have time during the talk and also afterwards for some networking. So why the New IT Girls and what it is all about? When we founded the New IT Girls, Doris and I really had the feeling that many times we're the only women in IT, and that at partner events, discussions and so on, we were often the only ones. And we thought, well, where are all the women in IT? And we started to look for a network where we can empower each other, connect with other women who are also in the IT, and didn't really find any network that was for women in IT, but not necessarily focused solely on one specific area, but was broader. So we decided to jointly create the New IT Girls to really connect women in the IT. And our vision is that with the New IT Girls, we want to empower 10,000 women to feel more comfortable in IT, be more self-confident until 2025. How do we want to do this? We said that one of the main reasons why we love IT is really the diversity of it, so that there are so many possibilities for women in IT, both from a job perspective, but also in regards to the area where we want to work. We really want to encourage women to look and think broader and see all the different opportunities that you have in the IT area. We want to jointly with all of you change the image of women in IT in our society. And I think that's really one of the key points. It's about us as a community. So we are all the New IT Girls, and we can really make a change, and each one of us empower other women to feel more confident and really positively impact their lives. How can you help us, Christina? Maybe you want to jump in here.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Astrid. So, as you may already know, we are always looking and searching for new speakers, because we believe that each of you has their own expertise and can really share it with us, and we can all get the best out of it. So what we're doing here is we try to separate the sponsoring from the speakers. So please feel free to apply if you have a certain topic, if you have something you really want to share and talk about. We have all different and lots of different topics, like from concrete workshops to a broader topics. And just if you get a good idea, just write to us. We share the link with you afterwards. Where you can apply via a small form, and we're really looking forward that one of you may be our next speaker for 2021. We have planned a lot. And this, when we talk about we, Astrid and Doris started the New IT Girls, and I'm one of the fangirls from the first moment, and also Lisa, which is our sponsor today, which really makes me happy as well. and Johanna, which is not here today, and we joined the board in August, I think so. Yeah. But the IT girls, as Astrid said before, we're all in this together, and the more the merrier, and the more you share, and the more you spread the word through your colleagues and your peers, the bigger the impact gets. Because 10,000 people in 2025, but also we want to reach 100 companies and challenge them to really put more effort in diversity, and to build programs, and to make the surroundings for women in IT even better. Okay, so if you want to become one of our next event sponsors, apart from being a speaker, just hit us up at info@thenewitgirls.com, and I will spam you with all our partner and sponsoring packages. And I'm sure we'll find something for 2021. Thanks a lot. So our next meeting is coming up on January 27th. We actually will have a newsletter as well, but you can just go to our LinkedIn page, get a member of our meetup, and also of the LinkedIn group, and then we'll always inform you quite in time that you can, set in the calendar. And hope to see you next meeting as well. We are also on Instagram, we are on Twitter, and
Everywhere.
we also make really good screenshot pictures because we don't meet physical now, but well, hopefully we'll one day again soon. So that's that. And now I already introduced Lisa as being one of the main supporters from the beginning of the New IT Girls. And we're really, really happy to have her also as a sponsor. Docs 42, and Lisa is a really cool tech girl. You should follow her on LinkedIn as well. Yeah, and apart from being a senior technical evangelist at Docs 42, she's also document automation expert, which is Docs 42 about. And I really heartily welcome you, Lisa. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for this nice introduction, Christina. Astrid, did you want to say something in between? No, you can hear me, right?
Yes, now we can hear you perfectly. Maybe just before I hand over to you, because Christina was too fast for my picture. So maybe if you could all turn on your video for a second, because we always did a selfie when we were able to meet in person. So now we're doing it via screenshots. And I would love to see all your nice faces. I'm just putting you on large gallery so that I get more people on it, and whoever wants to be on the video, just turn it on now. And I hope to get on as much people as possible. And now I would say cheese. That looks perfect. Thank you so much. And now over to you, Lisa.
Great. That was very important. Never skip the photo.
Never.
So thank you so much for the nice introduction. I'm so happy to be here today. And I'm going to start sharing my screen, I guess.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So just a second. And now you should be able to see my presentation. Before I'm going to introduce you to Docs 42, maybe a few words about myself so you know who I am. I'm Lisa. I'm at the moment Senior Technical Evangelist at Docs 42. and I've been in the IT for more than 6 years now. And today the topic is networking, and I actually got into IT somehow by networking. And I actually got into IT somehow because of Astrid, even though she might not know it, and even though she might not have done it on purpose. But how it happened, we went to the same university and we had to do an internship abroad. And she happened to do one at a Swedish IT company. And she was 1 year before me. I did my internship the year afterwards. I really liked it. And then a year later, a recruiter contacted me on Xing from Oracle, asking me if I want to join an IT like Oracle, the IT company in Dublin. And I somehow found the word that Astrid was also in touch with him beforehand. So I think he got my contact via Astrid, and that's how I ended up in IT eventually. And it was some kind of like networking already 6 years back. So Astrid, thank you for that. That's why I'm in IT more or less. But good. Now back to the topic of Docs 42. I'm going to introduce you to the company, what we do, and also how is life at Docs 42. So I hope you can hear me well and you can see the presentation, because I hear some background noise.
I will mute the participants, but we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, that's good. So Docs 42, we're a Vienna-based software company, and we focus on document generation. So what the tool is about, you can intuitively design complex document templates within Microsoft Office, so in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So it's very easy to design templates, and you can integrate data from various sources. So for example, if you create contracts with data from SharePoint, that's not a problem. Or if you create quotes with data from Dynamics CRM or from SAP, plus data from any other system, you can really easily integrate that data without any programming. The design is really easy in Microsoft Office. The document output is also quite flexible, so you can generate the documents from your applications. That could be directly from SharePoint, from SAP, from a Power Automate flow. It's very flexible and up to you. We have around 380 customers at the moment that use our software, and the range of various industries, so from small to very large companies. Down below you can see a few of them, like for example the German Railway, ABB, Rewe is very famous, Bamit, or some others. And we work with around 100 partners. So the Docs 42 core team itself is quite small, and we can afford to be that small because we have a really strong partner network. So collaboration is very important for us. And I know that a few partners are here today, like Alexandra, for example, from Solutions Factory, and I think a few others are here today. Collaboration is really important for us. So in case you're interested in if your company is like providing services or software projects, maybe partnering with us could be an option for you. And this is just one slide that you see how a template design, a Docs 42 template looks like, and how a generated document can look like. So we can see it's not just textual data, but also pictures, dynamic graphs, conditions, calculation, and so on that could be integrated. The design is in Office, and then you can generate the documents from wherever you need them. Could be in Teams, in SharePoint, in SAP, or Dynamics. If you want some more information about the product, maybe you have a scenario at your company, just let me know afterwards, because I'm going to focus for the rest of the introduction. I'm going to focus on life at Docs 42. So how it's like to work at the company. I've been there for around 3.5 years now, so I have quite some experience on the work life here at Docs 42. And what can I say? It's all about the team. We like to say one team, one dream. It's really always a common effort. There's no like elbow techniques, I'm better than you, and it's always really a lot of collaboration. And that makes working at Docs 42 really, really fun. And it's a nice place to be if you spend more than 40 hours a week with your colleagues. What I also like, so the core team, we are at the moment 5 female and 6 male colleagues, and I hope to change that in future, that we're at least 6 females as well, or even more, who knows. But we're making an effort to slowly get there to really have a lot of female colleagues. Our team consists, of course, of the management, so the founders, Monika and Christian, they are our managing directors and the CEOs. It's really an owner-led company. Then we have an evangelist team. You might have seen in the introduction that I'm also an evangelist. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about that on the next slide. We have marketing, which is led by my awesome colleague, Bettina. We have development, of course, we're a software company, and we have support. And we're going to look for new employees in all of those fields next year. So keep us in mind if you're out for a job search, if you're out for a job hunt. What are our values? So we really value equality. Everyone's the same, no matter their background, their education, if they're male, if they're female. It really doesn't matter. Everyone's equal and everyone is treated like that. That's why fairness is also really important to us. We're not just fair among the team, we are also very fair within our partner network. We're very fair with customers. We like to be fair and to be just good to people, let's say it like that. Fun is another value of us. That's actually a strategic goal, which we always define in the beginning of the year, to have fun together as a team. Very important for us. A lot of opportunities. When I joined Docs42, I didn't know what a web service was. I had never worked with a server. And now I'm a technical evangelist. I lead support meetings. I do technical integrations. I work with developers. A lot of opportunities there to grow. Flight hierarchies, or almost no hierarchies, is something that Docs42 also excels at, and appreciation for each other. That's kind of like how our company culture is like. The office, so we are based in the first district. So if there's not COVID and we are all working from home, apart from that, working from home was always possible. Working remotely is not a problem at all. That's our office. It's a building of the 17th century in the first district, with some nice relaxing areas. And we have also really nice coffee machine. And you have a lot of perks, like every Wednesday we get free Pilates classes. At the moment they're online. And if there's not COVID, we also get free massages. I hope that the lockdown time is going to be over soon to get that again. You get free fruits, and it's a really nice atmosphere with a lot of space in the office. We also have like standing desks. And now let's have a look, and let me explain you a bit more what an evangelist does. But do we have Norina on the call? Because Norina just joined Docs42 like 3 months ago, and maybe she can say 1 or 2 words how it is to be an evangelist.
Hello. Yes, right. So my name is Norina, and I just recently joined Docs42 in a very difficult time, I would say, with COVID and everything going on. But like Lisa said, the team has made it really awesome for me to become part of the team. And as an evangelist, I'm a business technology evangelist now at Docs42. I'm striving for helping companies to automate their documents and to really get the best out of their systems, and to be able to get away from copy and pasting. I think we all know copy and pasting, and it's quite annoying and takes up a lot of time. And it's a lot of fun to work in this field. Actually, you get in touch with a lot of different customers from a lot of different industries. And it's also part of my job to speak at events and educate people about Docs42. And hopefully soon also travel to conferences again and actually speak to clients and also partners together with my colleagues. And there's a lot more, and Lisa will tell you a little bit what she's been doing the last 3 years.
Exactly. Thank you, Narina. Yes, so being an evangelist is kind of like a hybrid role. You have some technical parts, so you work on like the product development. You have some sales parts where you do everything from pre-sales to like selling to customer success management, and you have some marketing. And the part I like the most is when there's not COVID, is like all the travel. So we travel to a lot of conferences at events, and we hold speeches there about Docs42. And I've been, for example, to Las Vegas, to Dublin, to Barcelona with Denise. I think Denise is also on the call. She was a former colleague of mine. We've been to London many, many times, and it's always great fun. Here with my colleague Johannes, we usually have a booth. We hold presentations in front of people. We even get to meet Darth Vader sometimes at a few events. And at the moment, because we can't do those events in person, we do a lot of webinars, and we have some video equipment in our office where we just connect with our customers virtually. But if you're interested in like doing some technical, doing something salesy, and holding presentations, then joining as an evangelist is definitely something for you. And now we're gonna come to the end of the introduction already, but just to give you a bit of an idea about our team spirit. So what I've said before, fun is a strategic like point, a strategic goal for us, and we always do have a lot of fun. Like we've been we've been to Dublin, and we visited the Guinness brewery. We did some winter. We went to the mountains. We built boats. Participated in the Vienna city run. We get cakes from our partners sometimes, which we eat together. We have parties which we celebrate hard. So we do that. And we also connect virtually and drink virtually with our colleagues. Like, for example, on the screen, there's Agnes. She's one colleague of mine, and she's currently working from Beirut. So we have people that work fully remote for Docs42, and it gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility on your career choices. And yeah, so what's left for me to say? If you're interested more about the software itself, if you want to partner with us, or if you want to work with us, just get in touch. And here you can find my contact details, and the blue QR code is the QR code of my LinkedIn profile. So feel free to add me on LinkedIn or send me a message, and I'd be happy to speak to you about anything Docs42 related. And thank you so much for the new IT girls that we had the opportunity to be here today. I'm fangirl from the beginning, and I will always be a big supporter. We will, Docs42 as well, will always be a big supporter of the network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa, and I'm really happy that I could inspire you to come to IT. Perfectly aligns to our mission, so that's really great. I think it's so cool to see all the opportunities that you just presented, and especially also the possibilities of development that you have. For me, this was also one of the key learnings when I came to IT, that you can do so many different things. I was in marketing, product management, sales, technical, non-technical. So I think the opportunities are really huge. And as we're living in an always learning society, I think whatever interests you, just go for it. And how your network can help you with that is the perfect introduction for Adela, who is our networking queen, I would say. Always having the right contacts at the right time, connecting people all the time. So I'm really happy that we got to know each other as well, and that you're here today as our speaker. And Adela, the floor is yours. We're curious about what you will teach us about the power of networking.
Wonderful. Thank you, Astrid. Thank you, Lisa, for this introduction. While I was listening to you, I realized that the values that you share within your company are the values that are very very close to people who are call themselves networkers, super connectors, community builders. As you said yourself, having fun is a must. So if you don't enjoy it, it's not worth it. So you have to really find the community that you enjoy going to and that you enjoy building up and that you come back again and again. And so fun is definitely one of these factors that will make your networking life easier, and that you will, I promise, attract the right people in your life, because the energy that you're sharing out, it attracts other people. So it's very important to realize that when you enter the room or enter the event, that what you're sending out, it resonates with all of us here. It is my pleasure to talk to you about networking. If you have asked me 5 years ago if I would ever talk about networking, probably not. Probably it would be communication, and I come from the telecom industry. Probably that wouldn't be a topic, and I will come to that in our presentation. What does it mean, to set yourself up for success? And tonight I will try to. So my intention, my goal tonight is to inspire you. So I will not give you, the lists and do this, do that. So I want to really inspire you, and so that you see the opportunities. It's about the opportunities, realizing what you have in front of you and how do you bring it together. So this is very, very important. So all of you here in this in audience, I guarantee have at least 500 to 1,000 contacts, if you count all the people that you go to school with, high school, university, first job, second job, third job. So where are these people? This is very important to realize. So where are these people that you already have? So it's not about jumping on a new wagon and like, okay, I need 10,000 new contacts on LinkedIn, and that will save. That will solve whatever I'm trying to solve. Find a job, start a community, be a speaker, do something, whatever is on your mission. So I want to really inspire you that you think further about the possibilities, what are already there, and how do you bring it together. And the way I like to work is I like to work through stories. So I'm very passionate about stories. So I tell stories, and I have a feeling that people resonate more with the stories than with the dry PowerPoint slides and statistics and this and that. So you all have that at your work. So I work with stories, and I prepared at least 3 stories for you tonight. So we will see how much time we have. So how much can we manage in this 1.5 hours that we have as well. So we will work interactively. So this is not me talking 1.5 hours. This is me giving you tips, advices, insights, and as well answering all of your questions that you have. So please, in the meantime, use the chat. So there will be, through presentation, I will make pauses where you can, where I will look through the chat and we can answer different questions. So it's important that when we close this call, so for me, the success is that you realize, okay, I want to do this, or I have an idea, or I should contact this person or that person. So for me, that's the success. When you make that first move towards whatever your dream job, your community, your mission, and so on and so forth. And maybe the third thing, I'm very direct. So I talk in a very direct language. So I don't go around. So if I say, if you hear, you must, you should, you have, it's because, it's the way I communicate. It's not meant anything personal. It's just, the communication is like that. So people, it's part of my personality, and I realize that it helps to people to when I am very direct and when I don't go around the corner. So if you want to do something, this is what I would suggest. And maybe one more thing before we jump into the breakout sessions is that this year, so I created a mission for myself. It's called Impacting 1,000 Women with My Story. So this journey started back on the 17th of February. We are now in December, so there is a lot that has happened, and I'm happy to share some of these insights with you. So what does it mean when you set yourself for a mission? When you say, this year, yes, I work full-time, I have a full-time job, and I sit and I'm actively involved in 2 communities, building them up. So there's one called Female Leaders Network that you maybe heard, and there's the other one called Businesswoman of Bosnia and Herzegovina that I'm very proud of. I see some of our members in the participating, so I'm really happy about it. Welcome. And on top of that, I created the mission because I felt I want to give something back. Through my life, I got so much in my life. So I come from a very humble beginnings. None of my parents have studied. None of my parents had the opportunity to study. So I'm one of the first women that went to university, especially in the technical field. So I do appreciate all this and I'm very grateful for everything that came to me through life, that life gave me. And I feel a responsibility, the moral responsibility in a good way, without the pressure. I mean, that I give back everything that I learned through my life, or what helped me to build up a career here, starting from 0, 7 years back. So maybe that's a little bit about me. And maybe one last thing, I speak very fast. It's been always like that. I speak very, very fast, and I will try to, slow it a little bit down. But it's part of me as well. It's where I come from, and I always have, the brain works pretty fast, and I have so many things that I want to share with you. But without further ado, let me share my screen. I hope this works. Astrid, you can tell me if it works. If you see my slide.
You see
now, yes.
LinkedIn.
Okay, you see now LinkedIn.
Now we see the PowerPoint, yes.
Now you see the PowerPoint. Perfect. Perfect. So this was the short introduction.
But we see, or at least for me, I don't see it in presentation mode.
It's not yet in the presentation mode. Okay. Let me do that. Yes. So as we said at the beginning, we will start a little bit differently. So we will start with the breakout sessions because we are here to network, right? And we are here to meet one another. We are here to exchange, and we are here to build the relationships, right? So, and this is how we thought about this. So I think 20 minutes would be good, Astrid. I think we can set for 6 breakout sessions or breakout rooms. And this is my suggestion that I created here. What helps usually it's when, take 5 minutes per person. One person keeps asking questions, the other keeps answering, change the roles. And most importantly, take few notes, because we will need them for later on. I have prepared a couple of follow-ups for you. And what I ask is from this group that you are in, when you come back, I would like to have one person, so please decide within the group who will be this one person that will basically share a couple of insights with us to summarize it in like 1 minute, and share like one question. What is this one question that you have about networking? Basically, so what is this one question that you decided that you would like to ask me? And then we will try to answer all these questions through my presentation, and we will find the time for that, because the objective, so it's very important, the objective that with what you have come here, this meeting is so crucial. And what I'm trying to do with all these exercises is basically that we are simulating events all the time. So this is what we are doing here. You will do in real life, offline, face to face, as well in any networking event that you will join. Via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, whatsoever. So it will be very, very similar. And repetition is the key. It's mother of all knowledges. So, it's about feeling comfortable with new people and having the clear objective why you are joining particular session. Okay, Astrid?
All right, I will create the rooms and assign you. So did I understand correctly, Adela? We should introduce ourselves and have the question about what is important for us for networking or what we want to discuss afterwards.
Yes, yes. So I would like us to get to know each other. So first, please focus on that. So what you can use the elevator pitch, or you can talk about in a ways questions. So where are you from? What do you do? What is your background? What is the reason that you're here, etc., etc. So let's be creative here. So I just gave the suggestion, and at the end of this session, so after these 20 minutes, when we come back again together, I need one person from each group, from each breakout session, to give us a little summary in 1 minute, and as well to say what is this one question about networking that they have.
Great. Then I will start the rooms. I would say we meet back at 7:30, but don't worry, I will get you all back into the room.
Perfect. Thank you.
So you should be assigned now to the different rooms. And I think it should work. It's opening.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, hello. Are we already in a room now? Yes, right? Yes.
Hopefully.
I dropped off the call and I had to rejoin, and I still have this join room up there.
Okay, so maybe you have to join a room then. Can you join one, or do I have to assign you to one?
I got kicked out when I tried to join the room.
Oh yes, I actually do have a join room here as well.
Okay, then feel
I
free
will
to join the room.
I will join.
Sorry, I haven't used Teams in a while. Am I in the room already, or do I have to do something? Like,
I think you have to click join room.
Okay.
If you see it. Otherwise, we will stay in this room and.
Okay, I don't see it, so I guess.
I don't see it either.
Wait, I can try to. Okay. It says because you're using a device or app version that doesn't support breakout rooms. I think that's the reason.
Okay.
But if we are several people having this issue, then welcome to our room. So, who wants to start? You already know me, so I'm going to shut up.
I can go ahead if that's okay with you guys. So I'm Denise. I've joined actually. So actually, I used to work for Docs 42. So I'm a former colleague of Lisa. So I found out about the New IT Girls through her, and I even joined one of the meetings, I think earlier or last year even. And yeah, I saw that actually Docs 42 is presenting, and I thought the topic is very interesting too. I'm now based in Amsterdam. I study here for my master's in digital technology, digital innovations, digital business and innovations. That's it. And I also work part-time in a software company here in Amsterdam. So yeah, that's about me.
Nice. So where are you working?
It's called WorkSuite. So it's a startup. They founded it 1.5 years ago. So it's a platform to connect experts in the field of data and AI with companies who are hiring. But it's more of a matchmaking kind of algorithm that finds the perfect match. So it's more of a service than recruitment, I would say.
Cool. Really nice.
And you're in the Netherlands now.
Yeah, I'm in Amsterdam now. I mean, I'm from Vienna, so I'm going back for Christmas next week. But yeah, I live in Amsterdam.
Oh. And speaking English, or?
Yeah, it's all I speak English here at universities in English. Also, in the work, I speak English. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to learn Dutch. So I'm using Duolingo. If anyone knows the app. It's not going too well, but I'm trying. It's easy to get by with just English though, so you don't really need to know Dutch. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Who wants to go next? Hildegard, you're muted. To unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Yeah, now. But you saw me talking, right? So
yes, that's always the good thing about having the camera on.
So my name is Hildegard. I've joined the New IT Girls last March. It was kind of like very shortly before the lockdown. So I think it was the last really face-to-face meeting.
At ANS.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, cool.
It was very inspiring. A friend of mine, she kind of told me about the New IT Girls. I worked for 18 years at Cisco, and I worked remote. So I've worked 10 years, I've done global projects, but from my office in Vienna. So I was not traveling like crazy. I was like mentally traveling. So, and then when I took a leave package, they had the restructuring, and I thought, okay, now is my opportunity for my next phase in life, kind of to really build a base here in Vienna, Austria, because I had my connections everywhere, but I didn't know anything, and I didn't have any connection here in Austria. So I started with meetups and with the IT girls, but then there come the lockdown, and it's pretty tough, and this is why I'm here today. Because this networking for me, it doesn't come naturally, and now kind of doing it, although I can work, kind of remotely and connect people if it's for the job, if it's for a project, then it's fine. But if it's for me, kind of this network, then it gets really tough, And this is, I hope I'll get some insights here to make things easier. Right now, I have changed gear a little bit, and I am a business development manager at a very small IT company in Austria. So they are, it's ByteSource IT Consulting. Okay. So we have 30 employees, and they're all, kind of consultants in IT, really good, great guys. They're amazing. This entire company is very amazing, but I'm the only, kind of operations person, and I'm the connections to AWS. So because they've kind of started selling AWS. So I started not only new kind of in Austria, but also kind of a completely new way, kind of business area.
Cool. Very nice.
Nice.
Julia, do you want to go next, or?
Sure. Oh, sure. Hi, I'm Julia. I'm not yet so start with in February I joined a meetup at the IT Girls. That was the one with XXXL Digital, and
with Sanja speaking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's actually the one I joined as well. So I'm not met you.
And I'm currently not working in the IT, but I want to work in the IT sector. I'm currently assistant in the quality management in the health sector. Before, I've been to the medical devices sector, life sciences, and so on. And originally I studied history, so not really any IT stuff, but I'm doing Bildungskarenz from February to May, and starting with a full stack web development course there, and afterwards I want to find a job. And that's why I thought, hey, I could do a little bit of starting with networking. Yeah.
Why IT? Like why do you think it's interesting?
Yeah. Obviously I have a few different things of experiences. I started with coding of Excel macros 2 years ago. And since that time, I'm always thinking of starting in software engineering. And now I'm glad that I can do it.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Is it somehow kind of a boot camp or just?
Yeah, exactly. It's really it's a boot camp. So like a coding boot camp. It's 4 months, and they say it's tough.
Yeah.
Where did you do it?
Yeah.
It's at the Code Factory in Vienna.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice because two of my current colleagues, so our front end developer as well as back-end developer, two front-end developers, they both did a boot camp as well, and now started working with us, or started this year. So it's so cool to see like people like going into a completely different direction. I think those boot camps can help you so much to actually also get a job. So from my experience, it's not hard to get a job after a boot camp.
Yeah. That's nice to hear.
At least in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Okay, I know where to go when I don't find a job in Vienna.
Amsterdam is a nice city, so.
Oh yeah.
Cool, very nice, Julia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carmen, do you want to?
Yes.
Introduce
Hey, I'm Carmen. I was working in the IT sector for I think 6 years, but in the field of marketing, and that's why that's why I know Astrid, and she founded the new IT Girls 1.5 years ago. Yes, I think. Yeah. And I was the first speaker there.
I think.
And I don't know. I couldn't join the last meetings because of I don't know which reasons, but this time I thought, yes, I have time and I will join. And I love networking, networks and networking to network, but more in real life. So I'm self-employed now. Yeah, I have a marketing consultancy company, and yes, it's very important to be at events, and it's very important, and I like to be at events and to talk with people and to know people and to understand people, and so I really like to network, and also the speaker today, she is very known in this field, so I thought, okay, I have to join again. Cool. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm doing at the moment a working out loud circle. I don't know if you know this. So this is a really cool thing to network and to reflect some things you're doing. So I can really also recommend to do a working out loud circle.
What is that? Sorry, I have never heard of that.
It's for 12 weeks. You meet with 3-4 other people you don't know. Well, you can know them, but I am with 4 other people I don't know, and you have like a goal, personal goal, or I don't know, a business goal, and then you work 12 weeks on some tasks to fulfill this. So you reflect your behavior, how you communicate, what you do, and this is all you do. All this to reach this goal at the end. So.
Okay, cool. have to look into
And
that.
it's an international network. I don't know how to say. So you find when you look for it at Twitter or at LinkedIn, you find people from all over the world doing working out loud groups.
Maybe you can post
If you're
the link.
interested,
Yeah,
in the
I will
chat,
do.
so.
if you're interested, also Sonja Stromer, which is also a regular of our new IT girls, she's really participating and sharing a lot about working out loud circles. So that would be something as well. I can share her profile. She's always open to connect and to share the idea.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I saw we had a few more people joining, and we only have 5 minutes left. So Sala, do you want to continue? I think Sala is here as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have internet problems. That's why I'm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Sala. I've been part of IT Girls over a year, I think, since August or something. Last
Forever,
year.
it seems.
Yeah, I'm a software tester. I don't have a degree in IT. I have a degree in business, but so I'm self-taught, and yeah.
And you didn't start too long ago, right, with software testing?
I would say 1 year.
So
I'm a
that's really
junior. Yeah.
also about Carmen, because she forgot to say that, she was our very, very first speaker at the New IT Girls. So like Adela today,
Yes.
it was Carmen, our very first speaker. And Sala, I think you're with the New IT Girls since, forever it feels. So really happy that you come back so many times. And also very interesting to follow the career path.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, like in real life meeting and it online, but yeah.
That's very true, yes.
Yeah, because it's very strange.
It's
Strange.
different, that's true. But
Yeah.
on the other side, Denise would not be able to join us if it would be in real life. So
That's true.
there's also
More
advantages.
people. Mhm.
And I see Anka also being here. You maybe want to introduce yourself as well?
I think you can hear me. Hello.
Yes.
Let
Hi.
me try to. I have the camera on. I don't know if you see.
No.
I cannot, but maybe that's just Teams being stupid because now.
Now that's Anela. Hi, Anela. Welcome back.
You're still on mute, Anela, but Anka, don't worry. I mean, you can continue.
Sorry, because of this.
No,
I
no
didn't know that
worries.
we will have something like a session,
Me?
and I had to join to the required meeting on the uni. But I
Because
didn't
Anela
want to
is
miss
working.
this.
Right.
She's working double shift. She's in another meeting as well from university.
All right. But Anka, sorry we interrupted you. Please go ahead. If you can still hear us.
We don't hear you.
No, now we don't hear you, Anka, unfortunately.
No.
All right. Otherwise, maybe Anela, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and just a hint? We have 2 more minutes. Then I need to get everyone back, and we need to define, I think, a question or something we want to know from Adela, and who wants to ask her that afterwards.
So I can be fast. So I'm working for a token. Maybe you know. My colleague is Christina, and I'm a software engineer. Mostly I'm working with the Java applications, and I'm also studying on the TU. I'm finishing my master degree. And yeah, I'm also from Bosnia, so I studied on the same university as Adela, and therefore this meeting was very important for me. And yeah, I didn't want to miss it, and in parallel had to maintain 2 meetings from university, and also yeah.
Wow. But did you know Adela before then?
We text each other, and we wanted 2 years ago to meet us, but then yeah, something came in between, and we never had an opportunity to meet us in person. So
That's even greater because I posted the meetup internally, and I was really happy when I saw Nela joining today. Great.
Cool. Perfect. So maybe do we have a question or something that we want to get to know from Adela, and who wants to ask her once we get back, or once everyone else gets back?
Actually, a question that came up to my mind right when I was thinking of one question is, how do you maintain or keep kind of relationships? Because as with networking, we meet so many people, and the goal is, I guess, to connect with even more. And then I was wondering, how do you kind of keep in contact? How do you maintain such relationships? That was kind of my question I thought of.
Apart from saying happy birthday and stuff like this, I think that's a great question actually, because there's a lot to it. Does everyone agree? Do you have further questions we ask her?
I don't know, maybe also one question for me: what is problem mostly for me when I'm in the room with the people and I'm alone? I don't know anybody. So how to approach people? So in yeah, what way does she use? Because on the internet we can always read. How should we do that? But yeah, it would be nice to hear this also from her.
Who wants to ask the questions? Because I will close the other
So we have
rooms.
2 questions. Great.
I don't mind doing it.
All right, perfect. Then I'll close the rooms and get hopefully everyone back. Fingers crossed. It's a new feature in Teams, so it's the first time that we're trying it out with so many people. So I was like, oh my god! And then you said I cannot join any room, and I was like, no. I hope that not everyone comes back now saying they cannot join a room. But I think it worked. At least I saw that they were in the meetings, the other people. So I think it looks good. Anka, no worries with your internet. Right.
Okay, then see you in a blink.
Hello.
Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
A lot of people already back. That's great.
Microsoft Teams told us to go back, so we we couldn't stop it. Was it Bill Gates? Was it Bill
Bill Gates. Perfect. All right. Adela,
Yes.
yours still.
Thank you. Thank you. So, who would like to start to tell us a couple of things, as we said, to share one or the other insight or one or the other questions that you had in your group?
Adela, may I start already? So, because we have a burning question for you. And we are all in our group, we're quite networking beginners. And we were wondering about getting in contact with people. So if I go to your network, or let's say if I get in contact with a new person or to a networking event, and I pick out only 2, for example, out of those where I said, okay, these are very interesting people and I'd like to stay in contact with them. Is that fine? Or would you say, no, the more the merrier, and I need a bigger network and I need to stay in contact with as many people as possible? Question 1. And question 2 is, especially in LinkedIn, people are inviting you constantly to be added to their network. And do you say yes to everyone in order to network, or do you say no, I only want to meet them personally, or I need to know them personally and need to know their background and who they are in order to really make that network high quality? Is it quality, quantity? How do you see that really?
Great question. So maybe I answer it and then we go along. So I prefer quality. So it's about it's not about, you know, networking is not about handing business cards. It's not about collecting business cards. What I'm trying to tell is about building up relationships. And as you know yourself, this takes time. You know, as statistics say, you need to meet one person at least 7 times to, you know, really open up and, you know, depending on the personality, but, you know, that you say, okay, I want to do some maybe business with this person, or I want to invite her to whatever mission or whatever that I'm doing on. So I wouldn't stress myself out with, you know, how many people. You know, if it's 2, if you say I met 2 people that I really want to, you know, talk to, and I want to have it closer to me. But you can think about your network in a holistic way, basically. So you have people in it, like in the priority or the group 1, basically people that you're very close to you, that they know you very well. So these are the people that you maybe talk on a weekly basis. Then you have the group number 2. So are the people that you say, okay, you know, interesting points, really, you know, comfortable talk. I would like to keep it up, stay in touch. So
Is it just me?
back,
Or
you
is
know,
it
I ping or get back every 3 months and stay in touch to see what's their audience. And this is maybe
somehow your internet seems to be a bit slow.
Okay. Let me. Is it okay if I turn off my camera for a second?
Maybe you can leave it on and we turn it off. Then it should also help you, but it's nicer if we see you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try that.
Perfect. And then
we heard everything. It was just a day,
okay.
and it was a bit
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the third ones are the, you know, the, so to say, general audience. So people that follow you on LinkedIn, for instance, and this is what I accept more or less all the contacts that they send to me.
Apologize
Sometimes,
to interrupt. Would you please be so kind and repeat whatever you have said between this the group you meet on a daily basis, then on a weekly basis? Because after that, the connection was so bad, we didn't hear anything. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. So what I was trying to say, so you can group things based on your objective. Basically, you can have people that are very close to you. So this is the priority number 1. And I said you can talk to them, you know, weekly is maybe too much, weekly or bi-weekly. Then you have group number 2. So these are the people that you stay in touch every 3 months or every month or every 6 months. And then you have the general audience, so people that follow you, follow your work, you know, comment on your posts on LinkedIn, reshare it, you know, get in touch with you from time to time. So I do accept more or less all the people within the network, except for, you know, if you don't have a profile picture and your name is totally confusing, or there's just initials and just a, you know, picture. Without the picture, it just feels like a fake account. So I hope, Sigrid, that answers your question. So it's
almost. May I add another thing?
Yes.
When you have accepted the person or the people, do you sometimes start to network with them all by yourself? Let's say you have kind of 100 people you haven't ever met, and you think, wow, that's an interesting profile. Do you get in contact and say, I like your profile. Please, let's have a talk sometime because I think we could have a nice exchange or something.
All the time. So I think I've wrote on LinkedIn recently that I started every week my virtual coffees. So every week I meet at least 2 new persons, completely new strangers from my network. And I usually organize it in a way like Tuesday, Wednesdays, 8:30 to 9, because after that my first 9 o'clock my first meeting starts. So I do connect with people because that's the value, and then we go on a chat and we talk about what the missions that we have, the project that we work on. I have prepared some of those things in my presentation, and I also prepared a different checklist for you as well at the end of the presentation, so you can basically have an idea. So how I do that. So how do I prepare? How do I start the conversation? So how do we start the conversation, and how do we basically follow up the conversation? Because that's also very important. So when you talk to new people, it's good to follow up. So it's a must. It's something, it's unwritten rule, but it's a must. If you promise someone that you will send that article or you will connect them with a different person in your network, that it's your word. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. We will talk more about this as well in my presentation. Anyone else wants to share their burning questions?
So actually, I would like to share our questions.
Yes.
We've actually come up with 2 questions. First, how do you approach someone at a networking event or whatsoever? And the second question, how do you keep or maintain relationships? I guess I would assume that a person like you has quite a big network. How do you make sure to maintain relationships within that network?
Great questions. So how do I approach the people? So when I go to the event, for instance, I usually check out the topic, the location. When I get there, so I try to, when I go to the event, I try to get possibly minutes before, so I get the idea of where I am. So how does everything look like? And I usually meet one or the other person right away. When you're handing off your jacket or your coat, so you usually have this, spontaneous. The beauty of these events, face-to-face events, is the spontaneity. You're spontaneous, serendipity. So you just go there and it's like, okay, hi, my name is Adela. So I do tend to be very proactive. So I tend to meet new people. I sometimes, when I go to the event, I know who are going to be the speakers and who else is going to this event. So I check them up basically through maybe LinkedIn profile or Googling them. And I know I would like to talk to these specific 3 people or 4 people or 5 people. So basically what's important is, so you have a goal when you go to these networks, probably to meet someone or to listen to a lecture. And what is important is that other people as well who are coming have the same objective. So everybody who's there is eager to meet a new, right? So this breaking the ice. So it's about you introducing yourself, approaching to these people. The closest to you, it's the better. So you don't want to go to the other side or everyone else on your way. So you just look around left and right within 1.5 meter, and you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Denise, and I work at the end. The reason why I'm here is because I want to get to know whatever about this important topic, or I would like to meet this person, and so on and so forth. So, and usually these kind of encounters, they are about 10 minutes ish, and then you can say, okay, I'm moving forward to the next person, or maybe this person that you talk to has someone who can introduce you to someone else, and so on and so forth. So it's about you have to feel a little bit the energy, how does it how does it all look like? So it shouldn't be like fake, where you came there and just like, yeah, nice to meet you, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Here are the cards. Thank you very much. I'm leaving. So no, it's not about transactions. It's about getting to know this person. Yeah. So this is the approach, and keeping the relationship. So the saying goes that the best networkers are the most organized people. The most organized people and the most generous people are the super connectors. So it's about finding the way what fits you the best. So I found my ways to keep up with my network through LinkedIn. So most of my interaction happens through LinkedIn, especially through LinkedIn messaging. So I keep the track on what we talked about. When I meet a person, I immediately add her or him on LinkedIn. And you can as well add the note and say, okay, it was nice to meet you. Yeah, I see that you're really, passionate about this and that topic. And I found this, I found this whatever article that I want to share to you as we discussed and so on. So you keep it natural. So think about yourself. So how would you like to be approached and how would you like to be, talked to with, basically. So it's about natural ways of conversation. And yeah, I keep mostly through the LinkedIn, through the messaging. So whenever I go back, to this person, I can search and I can find basically what we discussed when we talked last time, what did we discuss, did we say, when we are going to follow up and so on. The other ways you can do it, of course, is very simple ways through the Excel files. So if you simple without buying any additional software. So you have the Excel file, you can have all of your contacts basically there. You can, sort them out in a different way. So, the ones that you talk on a regular basis, the ones that you know really well personal, and the ones that are your followers on LinkedIn that you never had a contact with. So you can filter it out and you can keep the track there. So this is, a simple Excel file. So we talked about this. So you make the notes. So notes are super important. And then basically we decide that we will follow up in whatever, March next year. So we should have a next call, for instance. This is the idea, or, you can do it through emails and so on. So it depends on, how you like to work.
All right, thank you so much. I think this is very helpful.
Great. I prepared some of the checklists for you as well, for all of you. So how do you do it in a, in digital world and in analog world? Basically, in digital it's even more easier to approach people nowadays. It's, you send a LinkedIn message and say, okay, I really like it. That's why the preparation is the key. You research a little bit the profile, what this person about. You see, okay, how does it fit? I want to talk to him or her because of this topic or this engagement or this whatever that is on your objective, so that you have some similarities. So it's always good when you send this LinkedIn message that it feels like, okay, this person really read a little bit about me, so she knows a little bit about me, not just this fake standard half page copy paste, sometimes missing the name of the person. I sometimes get like Mr. and all kind of stuff. So people didn't really think this doesn't make sense. So why should I bother with this? Okay, anyone else with the burning question, or do we start the presentation? Okay, I will accept that as no.
Usually silence is agreement, so
yes. So I will continue, and whatever questions come to your mind, please post it in the chat, and I will have the pauses in between the story, so I can always go back and we can answer all the questions that you have. So just put them in the chat so we have it. Okay, let me make the big screen. This we successfully mastered. You got to know me. So these are the couple of just the outline. What I was telling in my in our breakout session, for me, networking is about building meaningful relationship, and this takes time. And the way I approach the networking is in a very strategic way. So of course, with a lot of fun, generosity, serving the community, but as well is about finding the ways how your network can support your objective for next year. So think about that. What is that you want to achieve, for instance, next year, or in 2 years, or in 3 years, for instance, and how this network that you have already. So it's not about going out now and meeting hundreds and hundreds of people. But it's about realizing, okay, what is your goal? So what is that you want to achieve, for instance, next year, like find a new job, get the promotion, start your mission, start your community, do more speaking engagement, etc., etc. And then realize how your network can support you in that way. So I will share a couple of examples. So how network helped me. And this is, I'm talking to Astrid now and Doris and the new IT girls now. We didn't know each other beginning of the year. So I think it's really important to say. And the way we came together is also through LinkedIn, through me sharing the contact, through us having a mutual contacts. And above all, we have very similar objectives, so very similar goals in mind. We share similar values, and we are in the same field, and we both, for us, this is win-win. So I am about to support the community, and they are about to build a community for others. So it's a perfect win-win. So yes, so these are places that you probably have seen me or heard about me, and I don't. It's not that this is not the bragging slide. This is just to inspire you that within less than from person who didn't give any speech, didn't have any presentation, had some contacts, many contacts actually, but not really, sorted out in a strategic way, and who was I was in the last couple of years completely somewhere else with my objectives and with my goals. So the last 7 years, I was building up my community, so my network. I was building up my career. I moved from Bosnia and Herzegovina 7 years ago here and started from scratch. And without a job, without the German, without any contacts. And this specific year, I decided that I want to give, that I want to serve even more, and that I want to start my own mission called Impacting 1,000 Women. And this started with a simple, like setting the goal together with my coach, being vocal about it. So making sure that my community of, at that point, people that are close to me, and as well LinkedIn, that they know what I want to achieve in 2020 in this year. And this is how it goes. So you I had faith that I was scared at the beginning, because I was thinking, how am I going to do that with all with my job, with all the other responsibilities that I have with my private life, and how am I going to do that? But once you're convinced about something that is what you want to achieve, then somehow, and with a lot of work and being generous and fighting or putting yourself into something that you believe for, then people start seeing that and start helping you or supporting you in that way, which can be by sharing their contact or introducing you to different people or joining your efforts. So it can. I want you to think about beyond this number of people that you have on LinkedIn and their titles and their job responsibilities. Think beyond that. Think about what are these people passionate about. Do we share the same values? Can they support me, and how can you basically support them? So I think that's very important. And with this picture, I just want to tell you that from nothing, basically zero, in February, you can go to the point that I'm now here giving a talk to you, and it's really a pleasure, and I'm very very emotional about it as well, because it's end of the year, it's 2020. It was a fantastic year, and then I feel like, okay, this is now it's like a baby, you know, one it's finishing this year, and then I'm thinking, okay, what is going to be next mission? If you would like to, I share my regular insights on LinkedIn. So there's a hashtag called Adela MDZ. And so this is where I regularly share content about networking and building meaningful relationships. But let's go back. So, you know, it's now from my position when I talk about, yes, go and talk to people and approach new people and so on. You might think, yes, but it's very easy for me. You know, it's very easy for you, Adela, because, you know, you've done that so many times. And this is a really nice picture back in 2014. So when I started with my first job and my first networking event. And these are my lovely colleagues, and some of them my friends. And this is our manager, Alois. And as we were in the company, so as trainees back then, we were invited for a networking event. You know, in every company at the end of the year, you have this VIP customers and everyone together, and then you basically everyone from the company goes there, and you should, you know, meet as much of them and mingle and be of, you know, talk to them and build the rapport basically, because they are our customers. So what I did back then was everything that more or less everything wrong. Basically, so when we went to that event, first of all, we were invited to this event without any preparation. So none of I didn't do any proper preparation. I didn't know who is coming, who are these customers. So, you know, I didn't do any proper research and understand, so not even about the company and not even about the person who are going to meet representing that company. So it was just everything like spontaneous, yeah, you should join and you should meet them and so on and so forth. So basically what happened when we went there, so without the preparation, with me speaking very little German and feeling very, very uncomfortable and not being able to, you know, articulate myself and thinking, oh my God, what these people are going to think about me. I should know better, so I can do better. And what happened till the end of the night, basically my colleague Tanya, so here on the left. So we stayed more or less at the same table with the same colleague, with the same customer. So this was very comfortable. And I remember day after the event, we had our manager was also our mentor, and then we had a chat with him, and where he said that was a pure catastrophe. And I'm very thankful for him that he did that he said that basically. And it was because we didn't meet anyone. I didn't meet anyone, and I didn't talk to anyone, and I felt I talked to only one person the whole night, who was also already a loyal customer and very friendly one. And you know, I should have been looking at other people and other customers and mingle and get to know them. And he told us, I know why you didn't do that, and I think it's the language barrier. So and he gave a great example of one of the top managers from Telekom Austria back in the days, Boris Nemcic, who had also as well, you know, his German wasn't perfect, but you know, when he entered the room, people would listen. When he talked, people would listen, even in his broken German language. And this is what I want to tell you. So if you show up, and you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you show up with all of your, you know, with your energy, so whenever you enter the room, people will notice. And when you show up and you're sincere, you're honest, you listen, you ask the questions, people will open up, and people will, you know, you will start bonding. And then you will see at the end of the night, so who do you want, who you really want to, you know, continue the conversation, and who you don't want to continue conversation. So this is the first story, basically. So it wasn't always so easy for me, but somewhere along the way, I realized I have it in me. So, and it's about people. It's not about, you know, spreadsheets. It's not about technicalities. It's not about who has better position and who's junior and who's senior, who's a CEO and so on. So bottom line, we are all human beings. We are social. We want to meet other people. We want to get to know other person. We want to hear their stories. And in most of the cases, I must tell you that I was supported. So in most of the cases, people would say, okay, let me help you out, or let me support you, let me give you this contact, and yes, I can connect you with this person, and so on. So it's important to have this mindset, to have this attitude of abundance. So there are 7 billion people on this universe, and if it doesn't work out with one person or 2 or 3 or 15, then you continue walking and you continue growing, and every time you know better. So when you know better, you will do better. So this was the story 1. Let me move to the next. So is there any question from the chat at the moment, or I can continue? Astrid?
No, at the moment not.
Okay. I suggested here a bonus exercise called please share your LinkedIn profile, a link to connect with the others, because that's important if you all didn't already. But please, during our talk, share your LinkedIn. People can connect with you so that we don't wait the last minute before we leave. Okay, then I will continue. The next story. Story number 2. Okay. So I told you that I said that I wanted to reach 1,000 women, and that was my goal. And the idea, so how to do it? So the tools were in the second, in the second line. So the first one was deciding, so setting yourself up to this goal and saying, okay, I want to reach 1,000 women, and then it was how I can do it. First, I was very scared, and I think, okay, maybe I can make it, maybe I cannot, but I believe that I have something to offer. I believe that my story is valuable, and I think I can help with my story to answer some of the questions to people around me. And what I did simply was basically announcing it, be vocal. So this is, where they say, like, if you have a goal and then you put it on a paper, and if you tell it to other people, then basically, the chances are higher and higher that you're going to achieve it, because you will feel accountable along the way, right? Because if I say to my friends and to my network, look, I want to achieve this goal for this year, I go on LinkedIn, I make a post and I write about it, and I invite them basically to say, okay, if you have some contacts or ideas or how I could achieve this, then please please share with me, tell me. So then it's already accountability. You cannot go back even if you want to. So it's about realizing, okay, you're already, so once you do that, you're already halfway through. And this networking event, this was, I think, last networking event face-to-face before the COVID. It was just beginning of March. I went to one of these conferences, a speaker's dinner of Darwin Circle. It's a pretty cool conference if you have a chance to visit. And I went for a speaker's dinner and sponsors. And there I met a couple of people from the US, from Europe, and so on. Pretty interesting, inspiring profiles. And one of my colleagues, so one of my colleagues from the Female Leaders Network, she knew that what is my goal, because I was clear about it. I was vocal. I said, I want to do this. And she met at this conference as Anna Radulowski, who is, by the way, the CEO and founder of the Women Tech Network. Pretty strong community, and we had the pleasure to be nominated. So the new IT girls, as well as myself, in a few categories this year. And so basically, I met Anna at the conference, so for the first time, and we just because Helga, my friend, told me, like, you have to talk to Anna, because I think it's a very interesting profile. I think you have a few things in common. She's as well in tech. She's on a mission as well to promote and bring more diversity in IT and tech industry and so on. We're talking 3 to 5 minutes talking. We exchange And then within less than a month, they had a big announcement, basically, that they are looking for new speakers. And basically, I applied. I said, okay, I will apply. That I think I spent hours and hours crafting my pitch and putting the slides and coming up with my short and long bio and the pictures and so on and so forth. And all the time I had the doubts. Okay, how am I going? There will be thousands of other women, so there were all over 350 speakers from all over the world, and it was over 100,000 women joining the conference. So it was a huge. It went for 3 days, and through that network, basically, so they accepted my speech, and through that network, I had the chance to meet so many amazing women who themselves were speakers or attendants, and they invited me to different interviews and podcasts, and we did some projects together and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to, with this story, I wanted to tell you that it's about setting up yourself for your objective, for your goal, whatever that is. And being very clear about communicated with your community, and I guarantee you that the community will come back to you with some really good news, or they will at least keep you in mind. And this is what is in networking called the evangelists or ambassadors. So these are your best people. So these are the people that are vouching for you. So these are the people that are coming, that are going to the conferences and events, and they speak about you. They say, if something comes, if something fits for me, they will mention it. They will say, you should talk to this person. And that leads me to the next story. So how it all comes together. So what I want for you to think about it is, what is your goal for next year, or for 2 years, or for 3 years? For instance, I can give you another example. I was thinking that in next year, I want to write a book. So that means, so the way I think, so I want to write the book. Let me go through my network. So I can Google it. I can Google, like, there's no tomorrow, about how to write a book. Or I go to my network and I say, who are the people that already wrote a book, published the book? Some of them published the book through the publisher. Some of them published through Amazon self-publishing. So where are these people? So I make the list. I go like, okay, 5, 10 people. Okay, I want to talk to Michael. I want to talk to Matt. I want to talk to Martin. I want to talk to Maya, and so on and so forth. So these are the people that already did what I want to do. So I'm going back to them, and I will have a call with them, or a coffee, the virtual coffee or lunch. And I will come prepared with the concrete question, asking them, okay, either, how do I write the book? Where do I start from? Is there a, mentor who can help me, the coach, and so on? So who should I turn to? And on the other hand, so how do I publish? So do you have a contact from a publisher that I could, talk to? And basically, can you connect me with these people? So this is how I'm thinking in terms of networking. So I always go back to my network, also to people that I never met before, never talked before, never had any chat. And this is the beauty of LinkedIn as well, because once I have over 7,000 followers over there, and then I can just write a message there, and then you would be surprised how many people will come to you, will answer in the comment section, or will send you a message and say, okay, this is the person that you would have. Just like I did this week with the Making It in Austria YouTube channel that I have just started. I just said, these are the people that I interviewed. If you have someone that you know about that I should talk to, please let me know. Within less than an hour, I had 5 people from people that I didn't know before, and from people that I know very well, or I just met a couple of weeks ago and we had a coffee. So, just if there's one thing after this session is the inspiration, the other thing is as well, set a goal. If it's a job, set yourself in 3 month stages, 6 months, 1 year. Where do I want to make? When do I want to make the change? Okay. Christina, any questions from the chat?
Yeah,
or I can move on.
Actually, I wanted to add something, Adela, because I think
Yes.
you stress you said two things that are really important in everything you told us. We recently had an I'm Remarkable workshop where you talk about self-promotion and the importance of self-promotion. And you started it with it's not bragging. And I think that's something really important we have to always remember. It's not bragging if it's based on fact. So you did all of that. You are able to speak about it, yeah. Because a lot of the girls and women I know have really issues about talking about their successes, and this is like the first step you should really do. And also the second one was. Achievements don't speak for themselves, and this is something I really heard from you as well, and you can't stress it out enough. So really be proud of what you're doing and tell it, yeah. So don't be shy. I think that's something you really have to remember always.
Thank you, Christina. That's a beautiful point. Yeah, I will join hopefully soon your I'm Remarkable workshops, and I recommend everyone here in the audience, if you haven't, check them out. They're doing some really good work. Okay, no questions. Then maybe the story number 3.
Now there is a question. Sorry, Adela.
No
One
problem.
question. Any advice on joining offline networking events where everyone seems to know each other, except you don't know anyone and you are there alone?
Yes, that happens. So that happens from time to time. As I said, so the first thing, so when you're starting, and I know, so when you're starting, you go there and then you feel all eyes on me, especially, I'm in the tech industry, and then in most of the cases, I'm the only woman, or, there are 3 other women and then hundreds of men. But keep in mind, so please, so let's go, above that. Keep in mind that everyone who joined this session, so this networking, is there to meet people. So it's not about, the first impression, of course, counts, so if you're going for a business event, and, how you dress up and that you're there on time and whatever. So all these technicalities, of course. But once you're there, it's about realizing that we are all there curious. So no matter if I did hundreds of events, or I'm starting with the second event, or if I'm already having thousands and thousands and or millions of followers. So people who join the networking are in general very curious about other people, other stories, what brought them, and so on. So if it's possible, to think in that sense, I'm there to achieve something. I'm there to meet this person or that person. I'm there to listen to this interesting person that is presenting whatever topic it is. So please keep that in mind. So if it's possible, think about, okay, I want to achieve this, so I'm going there, and maybe I'm shaking, and maybe I will say something funny, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what counts is that you went there and that you break the ice, and that you met at least one person or 2 people or 3 people, and that you have done it. And with every time when you go there with the practice, it's going to be easier and easier. What I'm doing in the meantime, so since whenever you go to these events, you will meet some people, stay in contact, and go for a coffee, lunch, and so on to follow up. I usually have people that, we circle around events among each other, and we go together. So because, not to see each other, and then we kind of cross-introduce one another to different people, and then, half an hour later, or 1 hour or 2 later, it's about, you met so many people. So think about what works for you. You can always take your friend. So it's not always the best advice, but you can, because you will have to wait for someone and find a date and so on. It takes ages. But if you are really committed to this, and if you say, I see the value, I want to do it, I want to go for it, please realize that everyone who's there is curious about other people as yourself, and is focused on meeting as many people as possible. So maybe that can help you out next time, or bring some person. And if what helps me usually is when I get, if it's possible, that I get there to the event a little bit earlier, so I get the idea of the room, and I get and I meet one or the other people already there, so it helps. And yeah, keep it in the flow. So keep going and keep circling the room and meeting people. And in most of the cases, they will be helpful, and it can happen. It happens to me from time to time nowadays that people just look at me and they like, no, we don't have what to talk about. It's their loss, not mine.
Great, we have some more questions coming in. Who is better at networking, men or women?
I'm holding this class. Who's better? Maybe just to values. And so what are the best? The best networkers are people who are generous. So the generosity is one of the key. So if you're a jerk, no one wants to hang out with you, no matter how well connected you are, and you can be the CEO of the biggest company. If you are, if you're an unpleasant person, then I like to talk about, in sense of person and in sense of values that you share and your personality, and not male and female. So one thing is generosity. So you, as I said, you can be the best CEO, and if you're an asshole, people will be with you just for that sake, and then later on, no one wants to see you. So the importance is to keep in mind that it's about transitioning from contact to a friend. To people that you call and congratulate the birthdays and know when he's getting a new child, and celebrate achievements in his or her life. Generosity. All the networkers are extremely organized. So this is the other. So you can be a man and a woman if you're not organized, and if you miss all the appointments and you're late on every call that you have and you don't follow up. So I will hold you accountable, be a woman or a man. So if we made the agreement that you will send us something out, there are things that come in between, but it's always about, keep in touch. Say, okay, I cannot deliver this in 5 days. Can I get more? I will come back to you in 7 days, 10 days, whatever. So we said generosity is one thing, accountability, active listening. So maybe that's where it says that possibility is that we women hold more advantage than men, because we tend to listen more. We tend to ask ask deep questions. So we let other people talk. We are maybe the curiosity. So the next thing would be, of course, the curiosity. So when you see this person, so what is that you first notice? Do you first notice, there's a badge or there's a scarf that is totally different, it's unusual, or it's a business card, or it's the phone or the pen that they're holding, and so on. So this curiosity. So I cannot really tell you who is better or not. I can just tell you the traits of the best connectors, and those are the ones that I told you. So if you have one or the other of those, so you're in a good way to be in female networks or mixed networks, diverse networks, and so on. So my network is diverse as it can be, and I'm very proud of that.
And I think it's great. You're the best example. You can also learn that and build that up from scratch. So whether you're male or female or whatever.
Yeah.
Then there are two questions covering nearly the same topic. So the first one was, I'm struggling with the intro. Some ideas how to start a conversation with sounds nice. And there was also how to start a conversation if I'm not a good talker.
Then you're a good listener. But how to start a conversation? Why are you in this conversation? I usually ask myself, and I gave this example in our breakout session. There has to be a reason why you're in this conversation. And sometimes, today, for instance, I had a call with a potential customer from Liden in the Netherlands. And what I did before our call, I went through his LinkedIn profile, of course, and then I checked it out, like some curiosity, some peculiarity, so a language that he speaks, companies that he worked in, mutual contacts that we have, and so on and so forth. So and so where he lives, and I'm very big fan of the Netherlands, because I have a very personal story and with the Netherlands, and people supporting me through my studies, and I traveled most of the country, yeah, so I prepare a little bit. So this helps when you know who you are going to meet. But if you're going to event and you don't know who you're going to meet, it's always a good start is what usually we all start with, hi, my name is Adela, I work at the company blah blah blah, and I'm here tonight because I want to listen to this amazing speaker, because I have been following his work for so many years, and I've read his book and so on, or I'm curious about this topic, and that is the reason. That's how usually it starts. So that's basic. This is my name, this is where I work, this is the industry. People, you will follow up, okay, what your company does, and so on. So you can Google a little bit on the elevator pitch, for instance. This is the general topic. So basically everybody prepares this, but I would challenge you to go beyond that and say something about yourself that is not obvious. For instance, today in our call, the Jos, the customer, said, we talked about, how is this situation for you? How's business? And he said, yeah, business is growing. It's so good. And we've been growing, but I have family and two girls and wife, and it's killing me. So this boredom, I'm bored. So I'm successful and business is going, my family is healthy, and we're all very good, but I'm bored. I'm missing traveling. I'm missing skiing. When you mentioned that you're from Austria, then everybody's like, oh, skiing, I must come, and I'm missing it, and so on. So think beyond, prepare. This is what I can, that's a must. If you go without the preparation, then you are, it's a poker spiel. Then you can have a really good cards, and then you can have really bad cards. So prepare as much as you can. Do a little bit research in between, and be curious about the people that you're meeting, because why is this person, I don't know, wearing that specific shawl, or wearing that specific pen, or working for this specific company and coming to this event. Christina, what was the other question was about the introverts, more or less, right?
Yeah. If you're not,
Yes.
how to start a conversation if you're not
Yes.
a good talker, and how to get into that.
That's a practice. So it's really a practice, and I again need to go back to the preparation. And I mean, when I say preparation, it's more like physically, mentally. So I know it's challenging. I told you my story when I just was quiet the whole night because I felt my German is not good enough, and whatever I say, people will start questioning it, or they will look me in a weird way, and But what helps is to start with if you're not as an introvert. So what helps is you don't go to the big conferences, please. So you don't go for a conference for 10,000 people to Lisbon for the Vamp Summit, and then you just you'll feel like, oh my God, there's no, I cannot do this. You start with the smaller groups. So this is what everybody will going to tell you. So you start with your meetup groups, for instance, where you meet 1, 2, 3, or in a smaller groups, and then you scale. So you grow from there. So you don't go to the big conferences. You start with 5 people, 10 people, and even if you're really committed and you want to you say, okay, I really want to be able to talk to people. Like I said, I didn't do any public engagement in the last years, and then I said, okay, I want to combine things, and I want to start speaking more in front of the audience, and it's uncomfortable, and what am I going to say, and how it is going to sound, and so on and so forth. But I said, okay, I really want to change that, and I started with a small group. My first talk was 10 people. My second talk was 200 people. So, but start with the smaller groups. Start as well. Nowadays, use this opportunity that you have virtually. You can meet anyone, and it's easier because you're always in a smaller groups. You're at your home, so you're comfortable. You're at your safe space. You usually prepare a little bit, so there are some. You see the person, and people nowadays are very chatty because we are all at home. We are very curious. So start from somewhere. Start with meeting one person, 2, 5, 10, and then grow. Or maybe build your own community, or go to these places like Toastmasters and so on, where they teach you the public speaking, where you can do different presentations, or join like the IT girls regular meetups, where you can, every time you will meet new people, and every time you will say, okay, I did it, and reflect upon that. So what was good, what did I do good, and what can I do better next time? Maybe preparation would be better, or maybe I wasn't in the mood. Okay, it happens to all of us, that you go and you just don't feel about it.
Okay, great. There was an additional question, what to talk about at a networking event, but I think you answered that, but maybe you want to add something?
Talk about, so if you are not sure what to talk about, then start with the safe topics. Keep the, don't go like how many kids, how's your family, and do you have a dog, are you a dog or a cat person, and so on. So it's, I do that with people that I met like a couple of times, and then we talk about personal things, but keep it safe. If you're at a conference that talks about digitalization and talks about, I don't know, new trends or marketing trends for next decade and so on, so there's a reason why you're there so keep on that level. Keep on that level, and don't, you don't have to spread and diverse and figure out every single question.
You mentioned before, you mentioned really be curious about the persons and watch them and look at them. Maybe why are they wearing like a scarf or different something? This is something actually I used to get into contact. I have this really funny clutch. It's shaped like a cat, and whenever I go to a business event, like a very serious business event, I take this clutch. Because it's from Karl Lagerfeld, you can take it there. So that's my only thing. But it really looks so funny that everybody immediately stops, and looks at it and starts to talk with me. And since I'm a really lousy conversation starter at a networking event, this helped me a lot to get into touch with people. So maybe like shoes in a certain color or scarf or something could be
yes.
bracelet could be something
yes, so absolutely go away from black and white. So I last year I decided I'm not going to go black and white or dark blue and white. So it's there's more colors, there's more palette in my life, and I now go with in dresses and really dressed up, and the way I feel, I feel comfortable in that. I want to go like this. So find a way, but if it's you're the first time and you just like you're not sure, just keep with the safe topics and wear the brush.
Yeah, that's great. Then there was an additional question. Can you suggest us some courses or trainings or anything that can be useful for preparing ourselves, gaining skills for networking, like for example Toastmasters?
Toastmasters, yes. So they could be, they're good. They have chapters all around the world. So please join. I haven't been there, but I know many people who did, and they're really, really happy about it. So check them out. There are different, apart from that, I had my coach as well. So there are different coaches as well, and mentors and books as well that you can read about, and as well on YouTube and on Coursera and Udemy and so on. So there are different places out there. So I generally read a lot about this topic, and then I just explore that deeper and deeper. But I suggest what can help as well is just going out and practicing. It can be in small meetups, and it's about starting and getting into the practice of speaking to people, and keep the you don't have to no answer to everything. Keep the moment of surprise, because that's the beauty of it as well, that every person has something unique and you want to discover it.
And how to stay in contact afterwards, like exchange on LinkedIn. What do you suggest? So you mentioned LinkedIn as well.
Yes, depending so how you connect. So I connect everyone on LinkedIn. So I have everyone every contact on LinkedIn, and I maintain it because it's easier for me so to manage all of that. So I do everything through LinkedIn messages, and I follow up over there. So after I finish the call with the person, I immediately, so that I take the next 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and I sit down and I say, okay, yeah, hi Jos, it was great to talk to you, and this is what, let's keep in touch, and this is what I was telling you, because during the conversation you realize you have one or the other things in common, and that there are some things that you want to share with them, so please do that, or you want to introduce them to your community. So I try to do that immediately afterwards. And then, as I said, Excel can be as well a useful tool where you just list the names of the people that you want to keep it in touch, and just plan reminders. I use everything in every meetings that I have, and so on and so forth. It's saved it's in my calendar, so I have everything there. So I tried with notebooks and paper, and I bought so many of them, but at the end of the day, I would always go back to the calendar on my laptop, and I would have it. There's also this Calendly tool. Maybe some of you have heard about it. There are so many similar tools like that where you basically plan everything over there, and then you can follow up and say, okay, let's keep in touch, and let's have a call in 3 months, and then bam, you put it in Calendly, you send the Zoom invite or whatever you have, and you keep in touch.
There is a question: do you answer all messages on LinkedIn, Adela?
Yes, I'm a freak about that. So, but that's me. And I tend to answer them very fast, and that's why I always have a LinkedIn app. So this is the one thing that I can recommend you. Download the LinkedIn app, and the other thing that, because you will be faster, so you're sitting on a train, or you're walking around the park, I maintain my contacts. The second thing, how I maintain contact as well, is of course through engaging into the content posts and so on, what people share on LinkedIn. So I keep in touch with them. And what I shared on my profile is, I committed myself every time when I'm LinkedIn, I'm not going to be just mindlessly scrolling back and forth and not doing anything. So every time when I log in, or every time when I'm on LinkedIn, I will provide the value. So that means I will either like the content, or I will, comment the content, or share it, or answer one of the messages, or connect with someone, and so on and so forth. So I really try to use the best of time.
Right. And Asad wants to know, how is your Excel structured?
My Excel, so my Excel is name, first name, last name, interests, industry, talked last time, and need to follow up in January, February, whatever. So it's very simple, but this is the most simplistic way. I have Excels for everything. So for instance, for my Making It in Austria YouTube channel, I'm already making the list of people that I should be interviewing. So I just put it there, the names and the LinkedIn link and the email address if I have it, or any contact, and I say, okay, talk to them in January, and then it's there. But it can be it can go further. It really depends how detailed you want to have it.
Okay. So, any further questions at the moment? No.
Good. Those were really cool questions. So for content like this, so I brought you here. You can follow this. Well, okay. You can follow this hashtag on LinkedIn. So I post regular content about, and the insights about networking and building meaningful relationships. One of the content that went viral was the basically where I say that I set coffees, so 2 coffees with new people, virtual coffees every week. So to keep in touch with people, to meet new people, to get the new ideas, because what you're doing when you meet new people, you're getting new ideas, you're getting new insights, new stories, new trends, and so on. So it's invested time. Networking is your capital, social capital. Networking, so your contacts that you have is something that is yours. You can be today, I can be at Mavoko, tomorrow I can be at Microsoft, 3 days, 3 years later on, I can start my own company, and so on and so forth. So this is your asset. This is your investment. Think about it. Every time that you connect with a person, every time that you go for a call, every time that you write on LinkedIn, that you post, and so on and so forth, you are putting in your piggy bank, 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, €1, €5, €10, and so on. And at the end of the year, so because if you do it, consistency is the key in everything that you do. So if you do it consistently, then you will really, like when you're saving money, 10 cents, 20 cents, you don't feel it, right? You don't miss that money. But when you go about year after, if you look into your piggy bank, you say, wow, I have, I don't know, €50 or €100 or €300. I don't know. What am I? So I can do something with that money. So I would like you to invite you to think in that sense. Every single contact that you do, every single idea that you share, every single content that you share, and so on, is the investment in yourself, in your career, in your future, and so on, and something that you can, take with you wherever you want to go.
Now, you were really fast, or you were really quick in building up your network, so to say, such a really good working network. But normally, would you recommend to be like patient, or it takes time to make a network work, or is it something you can build really fast?
Depend as you want to go. So I always say that's why you need to have your goals straight, and in your life. And my life has been always very fast. So I am that kind of person. I'm very, very proactive, fast, curious, and I want to get things done. And building up a network, what helped me in the last couple of months or in the last year building up my network, of course, was the being active on LinkedIn, for instance, being active in communities, sharing constantly the content, being there, being present. So this is the key. So if you're not sharing the content, without the content, it's hard, because all of my network went organic. It grew organically. So every time I post content, there's people who want to connect to me. Every time I do a podcast, people coming to connect me, or interview, or I write an article, and so on and so forth. So every time when you're out there, people starting to realize, okay, I want to connect. I want to know this person a little bit more. So basically, you can decide for yourself. I know people who have millions of contacts, and and people who have 500 really, really, really strong contacts. This is enough for them. But but bottom line is that you need to keep in touch. So in this book, Never Eat Alone, Kit Ferrazzi calls it as ping constantly. So basically, it's always about you providing the value. It's about not you winning or only you winning. It's about everybody is going to win in working with you, like the collaboration. So pinging constantly, staying in touch, and of course, content nowadays and sharing on LinkedIn and being active helps you a lot, because you are in contact with so many people at the same time. So it doesn't mean you have to do one-on-one all the time.
That's important, like adding more value to the network, to your network, and not just taking from it from the beginning. So I think we have a last question. Will you still share your stories number 3 and 4? Just curious. So we had so many questions. We kind of interrupted you.
I can share it. I had so many things others to share. LinkedIn posts. I was planning that we do LinkedIn posts together, because, as I said, it's about the content, and it's about, as well, the new IT girls are doing a really phenomenal job here, and it's realizing that it's all this done is based out of love and out of believing that you are doing something valuable to the community. And I was saying that we could do a post together and promote you guys even further in your mission, and hopefully we can support you along the way. So if anyone feels inspired to share the content, so please go ahead. I had some bonus exercises about you guys sharing at least one networking association that you know. So if you, for instance, that would be pretty cool. So if you are part of other networks, so please share it in the chat so we can do that exercise. So while I'm talking, so please share one community where you are an active member or you know about it and other might profit from them as well. The checklist. So I also prepared the checklist for before the event, starting the conversation and following up the conversation. It's a 5-page document. It's a very raw. It's many details. So all the insights that I have gathered in a couple of months. So if you would like to have that checklist, so send me an email to this email address and I will share it, the full list with bonus options. I can share the email address in the chat as well. The reflective networking journey, this is also super important. So after every event that you go back to yourself and say, okay, what was good, what I really like, and what I want to repeat, what is that I don't want to repeat anymore. And as well, I invite you to stay in touch with people that you already connected in the breakout sessions, like inviting them for a lunch or inviting them for a 30-minute one-on-one call for a coffee or going for a lunch. It's so important. So it's so important to keep it up with your network, with the people that you have, that you met, because you're just started. It is just, you're just tapping into the potential. So you just started, so that it's good to keep it up. And I said to this hashtag, resources to have, but let me go back. Story number 3. There was a story number 3 that you wanted to hear. It's called The Magic Move. I already talked about it. It's about having evangelists or ambassadors. So remember that Lisa was saying about the evangelists at the beginning. There is also the term called evangelist/ambassadors within your network. Those are the people that really believe in you. Those are the people that support you along the way. They don't ask anything in return. So basically, it's about they really want to support you. So as we said, what do super networkers have? Generosity, serving the community, giving back. So this is a really cool story. So I had my regular chat with Michael a couple of months back, so in April. And we talked about, I told him about my missions. I said, look, Michael, this is what I'm planning to do. If you have some ideas or if something comes along your way, please connect me. And we know each other for a couple of years as well. So we share similar values. So we enjoy sharing with the community. We are very active in the different networks in Austria and so on. So what happens week after? So a week after, he goes to the Young Leaders Forum. So this is another network that is pretty cool, Young Leaders Forum. He goes there and he meets Katja in a breakout session. Some of you here know Katja Schuh. She has this great, phenomenal podcast, Female Leaders Stories. Some of us here have been a guest as well. And so you can check it out on the podcast as well. And she's a business coach and has a business Frauen Dach community that you can also. And they met and they talked about what Michael is doing. He's in the software industry. What Katja is doing. Mentioned in that talk that we two should talk to each other. So he said, you need to talk to each other. So what he did day after, so I got a LinkedIn message from Michael connecting me with Katja saying, you two should talk to each other. Because I think there is some project that we can do together. And this is what we did. So Katja and I connected, and later on, we did a podcast together. She's planning to do a book, female leaders, I think hundreds of different really cool stories. We did as well together event for Horizon Collective Community, and we are very much in touch, and we will continue doing different projects for the Female Leaders Network, maybe something for the business women in Bosnia. And I do like, I really enjoy her content. I like to read what she's doing. I support her mission, and I, try to share with her piece of my network whatever is possible, and vice versa. So this is the story that you never know. So who basically, so how things can go really, really fast, and that's the beauty as well. I told you that the magic is that whenever you meet someone, you don't know the story behind it. So this person comes to you with the name and the title, and behind this, it's hundreds or thousands of contacts, his own ideas, experiences, mission, and so on and so forth. So dig a little bit deeper, because it's very much worth it for both sides. And the question for you that I had with the story number, do you have the multiplicators in your network? Do you have evangelists? Do you have people who, your cheerleaders, your supporters, your people who are vouching for you and saying, look, Adela needs to hear about them, speaking engagements, podcasts, interviews, presentations, communities, and so on. So if I see something, I share with it. I share with her, and that's it. And I take it from there. That's what I'm doing basically as well when I meet new interesting people. So think about if you have these people. Same if you're applying for a job. So same if you're looking for a promotion. Same if you want to start your own business. Same whatever that your goal is. Think about, do you have these people? Do you have these people in your network that are going to vouch for you when you are not there? They are putting up the good word for you, and they're opening the doors for you. So this is the story number 3. So this was the last story actually.
Okay, so no 4, because we're looking forward to
I
it.
have many other stories, but nothing that I number 4. So I have some resources that you can go deeper. Yeah, some books that I'm reading. Yeah.
And maybe could you
Yeah,
share again and the slide with the hashtags for LinkedIn?
Yes. So this is the hashtag. I can share it in the. Let me share it here. So this is the. It doesn't want to copy it. Yeah, now it does 2 times. So this is the hashtag that you have, and this is my email address. If you would like to have my 5-page document on prepare, start the conversation, and follow up the conversation. So send me an email, and then I'm happy to forward the content to you. And before we leave, I wanted to ask you a question. And I would like to invite you to go onto the and to write. So this is the link. So just please go there and write one key takeaway that you have from this session. One. You can, yes, one key takeaway. So what is that you're going home with? I hope you. I know it's late, but it would be really beneficial if you could just take the time and write. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Is it working for you, Christina? So can you
just hang on a second?
It's just you can just enter 25.
Yeah, it's the word cloud.
Yes.
Yeah. So I could enter something, but
let's see if he's downloading. Okay, so we are having the first, so I see 13 people already answered. This is pretty cool. Let me share with you as well. Can you see this, Christina?
So no, not yet.
Loading.
Now it's something loading. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not full screen really. So
Yeah,
now it works.
Yeah. So main takeaways, can I see preparations, practice, organized. Yeah. Feels like we did a good job. Because the preparation is the key, being organized, of confidence, the goal, small steps, practice makes it better. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is nice. Feels good. So let me get back to you. I think that's more or less. So I could go along, but you know, I would like to invite you if you have any more questions or any other question that you would like to ask me. So please feel free. I'm happy to answer. As I said, you can keep in touch with me on LinkedIn. Here's my email address, and I've recently started a YouTube channel called Making It in Austria, How to Start Career or Business in Austria, where I talk with some of the really inspiring people that started from scratch, like myself, and then build up their career and their businesses here in Austria. So they share their stories, and it's, you know, every time I have really goosebumps. I you know, we plan for half an hour, and then we, you know, we film that part, record it, and then we stay for half an other hour where they share their really, you know, intimate stories, and that's the beauty, you know, that's this constantly, you know, being friends, you know, is what basically makes life, you know, at least for me. So connecting with people, getting to know them, sharing their stories, you know, some of them, they spoke for the first time in front of the camera, and there were like 300 people, 300 views on YouTube. So people were like, wow, we were waiting for this. So think about what that every time when you know, when you're giving one piece of yourself, you're basically, you know, supporting and empowering someone else within your community. And it's usually it doesn't take so long time, and it's not a rocket science. It's just, you know, being really curious about other people, and just saying, okay, so how can I bring the value? So how can I support this person? Because as they say, life, what goes around comes around. So if I strongly believe that. So whenever you send, you know, positive energy and the vibes, and you try your best, and so with what you have at that moment, so that life gives you back in many ways, and that you cannot realize today. So as I told you, so I would never could realize that my life is going to be this way. So it's these small pieces, small steps that and people that came together and said that I see what you're saying. I want to support you. So thank you all for joining tonight and staying for a really long time with us. For almost it's almost 9 o'clock. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you feel, you know, inspired. So that's what, and that you feel like you can, you know, you can do it, because I know you can. And whatever you need help, or you need someone to talk to, you can always, you know, you can always contact me. Send me a LinkedIn message, and maybe connect you with few people, because keep connecting people from your network with other people. So it's not about sitting on thousands of contacts and saying, yeah, I feel really good because I know 1,000 people. That's not the value. The value is that you connect these 1,000 people with other 1,000 people, and that you say, okay, this is success. When you go and say, I give it a try, and now Diana is going to do this interview with that person, and I'm so excited to hear their stories and what they are going to do, and so on. So this is empowering. This is support. This is empowering. This is being for one another. This is believing in one another. Is the best way is through actions. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
A beautiful sentence at the end. Thank you, Adela, for all the insights you shared. I don't know if you see the chat, but people are writing thank you. Very inspiring, insightful, many learnings, amazing evening. Really enjoyed connecting. So I think Networking Queen really is a good title. And thank you for sharing all your learnings with us. Also, thank you for everyone who stayed even until 9
yes.
and could stay longer. Yes. I saw that a few people had to leave, but thank you. I think the interest was really high, and I think everyone has so many learnings that they can take away. At least I do. And yeah, if you want to share it on LinkedIn, use our hashtags, follow the hashtag of Adela, connect with us in our LinkedIn group, do all the things, do all the networking.
Yes.
And happy to stay in touch with all of you.